तुम्हारा कुछ है सोसाइटी में ऐसे कुछ हसीना होती बोलोगे राउंड आउट आउट हो जाएगा
अपना बॉटल से पानी पिया
छोड़ यार जो भी हो
मेरे को बहुत प्यास हो गई
कल बोल नहीं फ्राइडे
हाँ यार बोल रही हूँ टाइम कितना हो गया चल रहा है लेकिन नहीं है
आरा बोल रहा है चल ना चल ना
मैं पूछने के पहले
चल उस लिस्ट में कैंसिल होगी इसकी वैल्यू भी नोट करेगी अरे मला फ्राईड राईस नूडल्स पनीरची हे सगळं आवडतं रोज नाही आपण बनवत राहतो डाळ भात पाका
How's everyone? It can minimize your chalo. We close around 16, not 15, we need more time today for the video. Because we are doing more of an movie. So, for time, 35 is your time, no? 7:50, 8:15 we will stop. This is a lot, we cannot finish everything in one day. So we do at least whatever we can till 8:15 and then we watch the video. We do till here, this is good.
राखी मम
Yes.
जिस स्पेक्ट्रम की टेस्ट है ना वो मर्ज है दो चैप्टर्स की तो क्वेश्चंस अलग होंगे पढ़ना है देना है टेस्ट और कुछ जाओ मैं घर पे बाय
आणि ते मुलांना पाठवा ना आतमध्ये
मी आता याची
सगळे
हळूहळू त्या दोन मुली तर ना त्यांच्यावर लक्ष ठेवा एकत्रच नका बसू त्यांना
हा ते दोघं ना
हा
ते एकत्रच बसतात
they keep talking
जुडवा
they keep talking
नाव also
they are
the
buzzing in my ears मी
हा.
हे काय असेल तर शरदला सांगा बाय
Bye. Now also they are talking over.
I told them to stop
These they are over.
I think they are best friends that's why because they never stop talking they meet at the school also then also they have so many things to share
At least when they are studying, they. What do you say? They talk about?
full time you can hear their voice that's what I said they were buzzing they always laugh giggle at
So,
they even laugh in the physics period
today maybe because they are sitting behind, no?
They prefer
I
doing
couldn't
that.
hear. That's right. Because when they hear, it's like last time they were here where I think where you both are. So I could directly, it was disturbing me also, you know, their continuous laughter and giggling and talking. Chalo, we do Act 5 up to this line, we go much up to. Nine plus Stefano, he is with her servant. 65, that below that, Jessica's dialogue. I am never merry when I hear sweet music. That dialogue we use. Lorenzo's dialogue is very low. Hey! What happened?
Mom, we have not decided the character for Lorenzo.
Who will be Lorenzo?
Lorenzo.
Let me take who are the characters here. First, Lorenzo. Who's Lorenzo? You? Okay. Jessica?
Now, can I read?
Lorenzo again. Jessica. Lorenzo, Jessica, Lorenzo, Jessica, Lorenzo. Stefano. Stefano is little bit only. Stefano? कौन? और उसमें क्या हुआ? No, there are 2, 3 there. There are few dialogues. Few dialogues. 3 and a lot. Launch, sola, hola, hola. Okay. Launch, so all are done, no? No one else.
But this, I will try to take Jessica, then we'll do the Bassanio. So should I just...
Now there is no Bassanio, no.
No, ma'am, we have Bassanio.
In this one, where?
In the S.
Yes.
In the S, we have Bassanio.
In the end of the next class, no, today we are doing till your line 60, after line 65, then Jessica. Hey, तुम लोग क्या दोनों बातें कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे के साथ? I am talking, you are talking at the same time. What are you talking? Here we are discussing about what we have to do, and there she is giving you an invitation. Huh? Dur बैठो. Sit in the corner. Keep your bag in the middle. That is the corner. You sit over there. You are facing her and sitting. And you come little this side, so I am able to see. Keep your bag in the middle. Okay. So characters ready? Act 5. I'll read this thing with the intro. Act 5, scene 1. The last scene, but a long one, with its romantic setting, is a contrast to the earlier Venetian scenes. The memory of Shylock's world is banished. Banished means finished. And romance is brought back, as it should end in a romantic comedy. Lorenzo and Jessica talk lovingly. When a messenger informs that Portia is on her way back home, Portia and Nerissa. Following Portia and Nerissa, Bassanio and Graciano appear. So first Portia and Nerissa come, then Bassanio and Graciano come. The husbands try to give reasons for the loss of their wedding rings. Actually what happens, Graciano is caught first, and Graciano is in a habit of talking, na? So he fussaus Bassanio. That I gave the ring, but he gave first. Bassanio doesn't know what to do. You should see in that video, he's like with his hand at the back, and he thinks, यार काश मेरा हाथ ही कट जाता, तो मेरे को रिंग का बहाना नहीं देना पड़ता, like that. Okay. So their husbands try to give reasons for the loss of their wedding rings. Eventually, Portia and Nerissa reveal the truth about their activities in Venice. The 3 pairs of lovers are at last together. Who 3 pairs?
Graciano, Bassanio, Portia, and Jessica.
They are at last together. Antonio's ships to return safe because it was said that they have got shipwrecked. So they also come back safe, and the play ends in a happy note. So scene one. There's only one scene. So Belmont, the garden in front of Portia's house. Enter Lorenzo and Jessica. So now these two are having a nice conversation with each other, where they are basically talking about there is this scene. First, this Lorenzo's dialogue, where he talks about unfaithful lovers. Then Jessica talks about some faithful lovers, old stories. Lorenzo then talks about unfaithful lovers. Then Jessica again talks about faithful lovers. Then the bus ho gaya. Then these four examples are there. These the characters, so uska thoda background story hai which you will need to. So Lorenzo.
The moon shines bright in such a night as this, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees, and they did make no noise in such a night. Troilus methinks mounted the Trojan walls, and sighs his soul towards the Grecian Thames, where Cressid lay that night.
So here now he is first talking about this Troilus, okay? Troilus methinks mounted the Trojan walls and sighed his soul towards the Grecian tents where Cressid lay that night. Okay, पहले का lines क्या है? The moon in this moon, the moon is shining. It's such a beautiful night. And then we sing in such a night, where the sweet wind gently kisses the trees, means there's a soft breeze blowing. At such a night, this must have been happening. What must have been happening? That Troilus must be overlooking the fence and looking into the Grecian tents for Cressid. Troilus का story. See over there, it's written. Troilus, son of the king of Troy. His name was King Priam, Priam, or Priam, however you pronounce it. So Troilus and Cressida loved each other and vowed of eternal fidelity, that we will forever be each other's. However, during the siege of Troy, when Troy was captured, Cressida was handed over to the Greeks in exchange of prisoners. So she went in the enemy camp. Okay. There she fell in love with Dione. Means she was unfaithful. So that's why here they are talking about these two unfaithful lovers. So in that Grecian tent, Grecian side, enemy side, she fell in love with this Dione. For a very long time, every night, Troilus stood on the walls of Troy, looking at the Greek camp, looking for his lover. Thus, Cressida became a symbol of unfaithful lover because she was not faithful to him. She was sent over there on the other side, but then she also fell in love with this other person. So she was not faithful to Troilus. Okay. So that's why we say Troilus meetings in such a night. Troilus meetings mounted that at such a night. I think this must have been happening. Where Troilus mounted the Trojan walls, mounted his climb, and sighed his soul towards the Grecian tents. Sighed his soul, why? Because he is feeling very sad that she has betrayed him. Toward the Grecian tents where Cressid lay that night. Cressid was over there in that tent. Jessica. Now Jessica talks about faithful lovers.
In such a night did Thisbe fearfully overtrip the dew, and saw the lion's shadow himself, and ran dismayed away.
Now she is saying that in such a night did Thisbe fearfully overtrip the dew. Means she was walking over the dew-covered grass. Okay, and saw she was walking over the dew-covered grass and saw the lion's shadow ere himself. Ere himself means before himself. And ran dismayed away. She ran away. Now this is not the entire story. The story is over here on the side. Thisbe. Okay, so this is the story of Thisbe and Pyramus, where Thisbe was the girl and Pyramus was the boy. So Thisbe was a Babylonian maiden whose lover was Pyramus. So these two loved each other, but they were not allowed to meet as their parents were antagonistic to the relationship. Antagonistic means they were against the relationship. Yet they decided to meet in the forest. Chupke chupke, we meet in the forest. Where Thisbe arrived first. Who? Thisbe, the girl. She came first. She saw a lion and left. She got scared. She saw the lion and she left, leaving her cloak behind. Okay, her cloak that fell down and it remained over there in the forest. Pyramus arrived. Now, Pyramus arrived afterwards. He didn't know that this has happened. Pyramus arrived and saw the blood-stained cloak. Okay, so that cloak of hers had stains of blood on it. Probably that lion who was there might have eaten something, some prey around over there, that area, and there were some drops of blood that had fallen. Okay, so he saw that blood-stained cloak and thought Thisbe to be dead. So he thought that Thisbe has been killed by the lion and he killed himself. Whereas Thisbe was actually not dead, वो भाग के चली गई थी. When Thisbe arrived next, she saw Pyramus's dead body and she killed herself. Yeah, waste of life. But ऐसा हुआ, misunderstanding. So both killed each other. Okay, so she saw his dead body, and why did he kill himself? Because he thought ये मर गई है, वो already थी, फिर आके वो भी मर गई. They are the symbols of faithful lovers. Okay, so then Jessica talks about these faithful lovers, Thisbe and Pyramus. Remember the names, huh? So first one is, who are the two? Taurus and Icse or Krishna. And the second example is Thisbe and Pyramus. Now Lorenzo talks about unfaithful lovers.
In such a night stood Dido with a willow in her hand upon the wide sea bank and wrapped her love to come again to
Carthage. तो ये डीडो को उसका लवर छोड़ के चला गया था. So on such a night he was unfaithful to her. So on such a night she was standing on the wide sea banks on the shore and wafted her love. Waft means she waved out to her love. She was holding a willow. Willow is the branch of a willow tree. So she was holding a willow in her hand and asking him to come back to Carthage. Now Dido's story. Okay, so Dido and Aeneas is the boy. Dido is a character in Virgil's The Aeneid. Aeneas, the Trojan warrior who founded the city of Rome, reached Carthage. Carthage is the name of the place, okay, where Dido was. Reached Carthage during his voyages. During his voyage means he was traveling. So he reached this place, Carthage, and fell in love with Dido, the queen of Carthage. Dido was the queen, and who was the person who came there? Aeneas. He came there and he fell in love with the queen. He stayed there for long, and then one day he sailed away, leaving Dido alone, never to return. So he is a symbol of an unfaithful lover. Shakespeare is imagining that Dido must have sighed her love on the moonlit seashore, holding a willow in her hand as she beckoned. Beckoned, it's written, that should be B-E-C-K. Beckoned means to call. Beckoned to Aeneas to come back. That she was grieving in her sadness over the loss of her lover. So she was standing near the bank of the at the shore, holding a willow in her hand, asking her lover to come back to Carthage. So that is unfaithful love. Jessica.
In such a night, media gathered the enchanted herbs that did renew old age.
This is about faithful love. In such a night, so it's alternating. Unfaithful. So Lorenzo is talking about unfaithful, and Jessica is talking about faithful. So Jessica says, In such a night, Medea gathered the enchanted herbs that did renew old Aeson. See the story. 13. Jason, the famous Greek hero, led. So this is who are the two people? Medea and Jason. Aeson is her father-in-law, Jason's father. So Jason, a famous Greek hero, led an expedition to Colchis in search of the golden ram's fleece. This you had in the earlier scene of Budget of Venice. So he goes there. Medea, his wife, helped him win the golden fleece, correct? She helped him, she gave him some potion and all those, those
Obstructions which were there.
yes, all the devil killed and all obstructions gone, and he could get the fleece from the tree. Besides, she gathered herbs of magical properties, some magical herbs, by night and administered them. Administered means she gave that magical potion to her aged father-in-law Aeson to restore his youth, means to become young again. She gave him some magical potion, some magical medicine. Elizabethans believe that certain herbs had magical properties if gathered by night. So in the night, if you collect those herbs, then you have that, you become young again. So that's why here Jessica saying in such a night, Medea gathered the enchanted herbs that did renew old ages. So she did something beyond what one would have done. So what did she do? She made her father-in-law again become young. So this is about faithful lovers. Lorenzo.
In such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew, and with an unsafe love did run from Venice.
ये अभी ऐसे ही मजाक कर रहा है. So here he saying in such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew? Steal means what did she steal?
The ducats and the jewels.
Yes. And also see here in both in the sense of running away and robbing. She stole from the rich Jew, which means she ran away and she also stole the ducats and the gems. So in such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew, and with an unthrift love did run from. With an unthrift love means referring to himself. Unthrift means good for nothing. So he's calling, Lorenzo is calling himself good for nothing over here. So, and with an unthrift love did run from Venice as far as Belmont. Got this? Jessica.
In such a night did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing her soul with many vows of faith, and ne'er a true one.
So Jessica is now just playfully, she's chidawing him. She's saying Lorenzo only just said that I love you. He made a lot of promises, but none of those promises were true. Okay, so see, in such a night did young Lorenzo swear means promise, he loved her well, stealing her soul with many vows of faith. He said he loved her with many promises of faith and near a true one. And none of those promises were true. Then Lorenzo.
In such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love and he forgave it her.
So now, what is he saying? In such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew. Shrew see a bad-tempered woman. He is also doing masti maza. So he is saying, did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love. Slander means to cause harm to. She caused harm to her love and he forgave her. What harm did she cause? अभी उसने just पहले बोला ना he made false vows of love, correct? So that he is saying कि उसने अपने love के लिए ऐसा चीज बोला, लेकिन उसके love ने उसको forgive कर दिया. Okay, he is indirectly talking about the dialogue that she made just before this. Then Jessica.
I would outnight you till nobody come, but ha, I wear the footing of a man.
So she is saying कि ये argument तो चलता ही रहेगा. If I had time, I would have argued more with you and outdid you. But now she's saying, oh, but I listen to I hear the footing of a man. I hear somebody coming. Who's coming now? Stefan. Lorenzo.
Who comes so fast in silence of the night?
A friend.
A friend, what friend? Your name, I pray you, friend.
Stefano is my name, and I pray word. My mistress will before the break of the day be here at Belmont. She don't stray about my holy process where she needs and prays for happy wedlock hearts.
Yeah. So what is Stefano saying that my name? Because Lorenzo asked, no, what friend, who friend, what is your name? Bolo kya bolna hai? So then he says, Stefano is my name. I bring word. I bring word means I'm bringing the message that my mistress means Portia. Portia will be here before the break of day. Before the break of day means before morning. तो Portia पहले आती है, वो लोग दोनों बाद में आते हैं. So my mistress will before morning be here at Belmont. She doth stray about. Stray about means she's wandering about. She's outside by holy crosses. Where were they going to go?
Monastery.
To the monastery. So he's saying that she's gone to the monastery by holy crosses where she kneels and prays for happy wedlock hours. So what had they gone to pray for? For a happy married life, pray for both of their husbands. So he's saying, he's just giving the message कि वो लोग दोनों before morning they are going to come. Lorenzo.
Who comes with her?
कौन और आ रहा है उसके साथ?
None but a holy hermit and her maid, I pray you, is my master yet under.
So he is saying there is nobody but a holy hermit and her maid. Maid means Nerissa. And then he is saying, I pray you, is my master yet returned? Have they come? Okay, now here see this Stefano, he is saying that a holy hermit is also going to come. But there is no holy hermit that comes along. Probably that's a message that she might have sent so that her truth is her fact is not open, out in the open. Okay, her secret remains a secret. Okay, hermit is a sadhu, a saint. So they've gone to the monastery. She wants to prove. From where are they going to get a hermit? वो लोग कोई monastery में तो नहीं गए थे. Okay, so that's just to make believe. Why are you laughing? No, sometimes maybe when I'm saying, I like, I take some time to tell you the history. Okay. Then
He is not. Lord, we have not heard from him. But go we in, I pray thee, Jessica. And ceremoniously let us prepare some welcome for the mistress of the house.
So what is he saying, Lorenzo? He is not. Okay. Yeah, this Stefano will be Bassanio's servant. Because see, he's saying, is my master returned here? But then here he's also saying, my mistress will be here before the break of day. So this fact needs to be checked. पीछे characters दिए हैं ना, let's just one. पीछे आगे इसको characters कहाँ पे है? आगे
Servants of Portia.
Portia, no? तो हाँ. Then here, अच्छा, my master because both of them are married now, no? So he becomes his master also. हाँ. Okay, here. So none but I pray you, is my master returned yet returned? Lorenzo says, where was Lorenzo at that time? They were in the house only, he and Jessica, they were having those conversations, right? So then Lorenzo said, Lorenzo. He is not, nor have we heard from him. So Lorenzo is saying, no, he has not, and neither do we have any kind of information about when he comes. But go we in, I pray thee, Jessica, and ceremoniously let us prepare the welcome for the mistress of the house. So they are outside the house. So he is saying, चल Jessica, हम लोग अंदर जाते हैं और ये लोग के लिए एक अच्छा वेलकम तैयार करते हो. Okay. So, some welcome for the mistress of the house. And now, non-slot. आ जाओ non-slot. सोना. बोलो खाली. सोला. Lorenzo, बोल.
Sola. Did you see Master Lorenzo? Master Lorenzo. Sola.
Beautiful man here.
So what is he saying? He is talking to him only. He knows that he is Lorenzo. But he is still saying, where is Master Lorenzo? So Lorenzo is saying, stop hollering. Here he is. Here. He is still saying.
Sola. Where?
Here,
And just see.
Tell him there's a post come from my master with his horn full of good news. My master will be here morning.
Now he's got he is whose servant now? Bassanio's. So he has got the message. Tell him that there's a post. A post means a message. Come from my master, Bassanio, which is horn full of good news. Means in earlier times they used to blow the horn and make an announcement, no? So there is it's like in other words he's saying कि बहुत कुछ अच्छा news वो लेके आ रहा है. And my master will be here in the morning. उसका कभी था before daybreak. And इसका क्या है? In the morning. Lorenzo.
sweet soul, let's in, and they expect their coming. And yet, no matter, why should we go in? My friends, they can signify. I pray within the house, your mistress is at hand, and bring your music home into the air. Exit Stefan.
Wait now. So here now, whom is Lorenzo talking to?
Stefano.
Sweet soul वो Stefano को क्यों बोलेगा? Jessica. So he tells Jessica, sweet soul. इसको तो नहीं बोलेगा ना sweet soul. So he says sweet soul. क्या बोलता है? So sweet soul, let's in. So he said, let's go in and make arrangements for them. Then he changes his mind. Then he says, and yet no matter, why should we go in? He's saying, अंदर भी हम क्यों जाएं? My friend Stefano, you बोलते हैं Stefano तो है, Stefano यहाँ का ही worker है. So he says, my friend Stefano signified that I pray you within your house, your mistress is at hand, and bring your music forth into the air. So he says, go and make arrangement for some music. हम लोग इधर ही बाहर ही रहते हैं. और फिर Stefano चला जाता है. Then Lorenzo.
How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Then will we sit and let the sounds of music creep in our ears. Soft stillness and the night become the touches of sweet harmony. Sweet Jessica, look how the floor of heaven is thick inlaid with patterns of bright gold. That's not the smallest orb which thou behold.
So Ganpati is going today, sir. Okay, so what is he saying? पीछे और है पहले ये करें. इतना लंबा डायलॉग. Okay, so what is he saying? What is Lorenzo now talking to Jessica? Talking to? Okay, so how sweet the moonlight sleeps upon the bank. That the moonlight is looking so nice. It's very romantic. Here will we sit. Let the sounds of music creep in our ears. Okay. Like the natural sounds creep into our ears. Soft stillness and the night become the touches of sweet harmony. See, become the touches of sweet harmony. Sweet harmonies, notes of melodious music. Okay. Then he says, sit Jessica. Look how the floor of heaven. Floor of heaven means sky. He's saying, look how the floor of heaven is thick inlaid with patterns of bright gold. Patterns means small pieces of shiny metals, which means metal, means he's referring to the stars. So there are so many stars in the sky. There's not the smallest orb which thou beholdest. So he's saying there's not the smallest star which thou beholdest. Beholds in female patterns, quickly decorated. Huh? So he's saying that there is not the smallest star which is not bright. The entire sky is looking so nice and beautiful. Now he says कि ये सब जो होता है everything has music. He's in that kind. They are in a very romantic mode, no? So he's saying that everything that moves has music, and this music can every soul also, because the soul is pure. So if you look at it from the soul's point of view, you will be able to listen to the music. But we are in the form of a human being, muddy vesture of decay, because we are humans. We are not able to hear all that because the human form is impure, whereas the soul is pure. Okay,
But in this motion, like an angel sings, still
choiring
to the young eyes, cherubims.
cherubims. Huh?
Such harmony is an immortal soul, but with this muddy vesture of decay, though grossly goes it, we cannot hear it. Enter music. Come, go, and make Diana with the sweetest touches pierce your mistress here, and rock her home with music.
So then what is he saying? But in this motion, like an angel sings, motion of all the stars in the sky. But in his motion, like an angel sings, like an angel sing, still choiring to the young-eyed cherubims. So it's like music which is being played by the young-eyed cherubims, means the angels. Such harmony is in immortal souls. Immortal means जो कभी मरता नहीं. Yes. So the soul is immortal. Such harmony is even there in immortal souls. But whilst this muddy vesture of decay means human form. Muddy vesture of decay doth grossly close in, we cannot hear it. And because we are in this human form, we are, which is impure, muddy vesture of decay. We say now, but we say I. So he's saying, so that's why, because we are impure, we are not able to hear that. Only the pure soulless can hear that. Now enter the musicians. And musicians coming. ये उसका dialogue नहीं है. The musicians are coming. So he said, "Our come go and wake Diana with a hymn." Diana is moon god, moon. Okay, उसका भी कुछ होगा moon. See, Diana, the Roman goddess of chastity and the moon. She fell in love with a beautiful Endymion and came down from heaven every night to live with him. So they like थोड़ा romantic effect देने के लिए he's like, okay, we wake Diana with a hymn with sweet touches. Pierce your mistress's ear. Sweet touches pierce your mistress's ear means अच्छा music play करो. Mistress means जो जेसिका को अच्छा लगे.
And what is chastity?
Purity. So that's about purity and love. So he says, sweet touches pierce your mistress's ear and draw her home with music. Okay, so let her be welcomed. Let Portia be welcomed with good music. Jessica.
I am never merry when I hear sweet music.
So Jessica, Jessica is saying, I'm never happy. I don't feel good when I listen to music. फिर ये हो रहा है इनको बहुत लंबा टाइम अपन लगाते हैं अभी है ना 6:15
So she is purposely going against Lorenzo.
No. Here there is nothing. She seriously is like that. Because her mood is also a little off. No, she's left her father's house and come. See, everyone feels bad because you all only talk to each other. I feel bad because you all do only talk to each other. What is it? इतनी बातें करते हो? है क्या इतना बात करने? कहाँ की बातें? In the same school also, no? Class? अरे, that is one bad thing, no? They are not in the same.
Yeah, something.
What?
Light
Light
of
off करना है, करो. पॉपकॉर्न की तरह इतना सब करना तो पॉपकॉर्न भी चाहिए. You can put it. You can leave one light. You can see all of you all. That only for that I wanted to. Wait, let me start. Shut up. Who's saying? क्यों? उनको shut up. And तेरी friend को talk. उसी को बोला. अपने friend को. Then you'll only talk to her. Huh? Okay, what's the part she wants?
Downtown.
On the courtroom.
So it's the full stop. Why? Yeah, wasn't it might prove the end of his loss, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive others.
It's now hard by to know your answer, whether you'll admit it.
With all my heart. Some 3 or 4 of you go give them courteous conduct in this place. Meantime, court, sure.
Unfortunately, shows herself more kind than is her kind.
ये भी मार पड़ना.
Please, I really want to get it easy.
This part can't see.
Yes.
I may relieve the hand myself.
From here,
Yet my wealth being brought into the state, I must not let the value of a court. Therefore, I must be hanged at the state's charge.
you will be hanged at the state's
Thou
time.
canst see the difference of our spirit. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth it is Antonio's. The other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive into a fire.
I for the state, not for Antonio.
Schnell. Take my life and all. Pardon not that. You take my house if you do take the plot that doth sustain my house. You take my life if you do take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
A halter gratis, nothing else for God's sake.
What the gratis? Cashier.
Please, my lord, rebuke and all the court. To quit the fight for one half of his goods I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. 2 things provided more. That for this favor, he presently become a Christian. The other that he do record a gift here in this court of all he dies possessed, unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
You shall do this, or else I do recast the power, and I make perhaps occur.
Art thou contented, Jew?
What does he say now? Yes. Look at the way he says. Look at the way.
What dost thou say?
Now join again.
Give me 2 pounds from hence, am not well. Send the deed after me, and I will sign it.
Get me gone, but do it.
In christenings, I will have 2 godfathers.
Yeah.
Had I been judge, I should have had 10 more to bring thee to the gallows.
Not a font.
Still his voice is quick. You are anyway good.
I take you home with me to dinner.
I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. I must away this night to Lord Padua, and it is me I presently set forth.
I'm sorry that your letter serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman. With my mind, you are much found in him.
How much is that?
3,000 again?
Yes. Those are
Destroy the gentleman. I and my friend have by your wisdom been this day acquitted of grievous penalties. You are 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew. Freely cope your courteous pay.
And stand indebted over and above in love and service to evermore.
He is well paid and is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am satisfied, and therein do account myself well paid. My mind is never yet more mercenary. I pray you, know me when we meet again. I wish you well, and so I take my leave.
Sir, of course I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us as a tribute, not as a fee. Grant me 2 things, I pray you. Not to deny me, and to pardon me.
You press me, Pa, and therefore I will yield. Now give me your gloves. I'll wear them for your sake,
now see in this, no?
and for your love I'll take this ring. Oh.
In this, what are they showing that she's asking Bassanio? Huh? But in your book, what is it? She asked Santos. Ideally, I think she must have asked Bassanio only, because how will she reach to the ring then? She'll ask him to take it out, that's when she'll reach the ring. But then go as per what you all have in your book. Okay?
Oh, do not throw back your hand, I'll take no more, and you in love shall not deny me this.
This ring, that's considered as a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this.
I will have nothing else but only this, and now methinks I have a mind to.
But there's more depends on this than on the value. The dearest ring in Venice will I give you and find out by proclamation, but for this I pray you pardon me.
I see, sir, you are liberal in offers. You taught me first to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered.
But so this ring was given to me by my wife, and when she went on, she made me vow neither to sell nor give nor use it.
That excuse serves many men to save their lives. And your wife being not a mad woman, and know how well I have deserved this ring, she would not hold her enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
I pray you, Lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deserving and mine up with all rebel against your wife's command.
Your shepherd. Run over to him, give him the ring. Persuade him if thou canst to come along to Antonio's lodging. Away.
Make haste.
You and I will do the prison. And in the morning early, we will both fly toward Belmont. Come, Antonio.
And in time the Jew's house, I'll give him this deed and let him sign it. And we'll away tonight and be a day before our husband's home. This deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo.
Fair sir, you are well obtained.
My Lord Bassanio upon more advice has sent you here this way. And entreat your company at dinner.
That cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and so I bid you tell. Furthermore, I pray you, show my youth old China house.
Well, that I will do.
Sir, I will speak with you.
I'd see if I can get my husband's ring, which I can make him swear to keep forever. I may have some wine.
We shall have them swear. Better give these rings away to them. Away, make haste. I know it's been out of time. Come, good sir. You will show me to this house.
Lorenzo and Jessica. They talk about those four faithful, unfaithful. Kitna baar?
Moon shines bright. Such a night as this, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees, and they did make no noise. On such a night, Troilus, methinks, mounted the Trojan walls, and sighed his soul toward the Grecian tents, where Cressid lay that night.
Such a night. If Thisbe fearfully outstripped the dew, saw the lion's shadow wave himself, and ran dismayed away.
This band?
In such a night stood Dido, with a willow in her hand, on the wild sea banks, and wafted her love to come again to Carthage.
Such a night. Medea gathered the enchanted herbs that did renew and loosen.
Dido and Aeneas.
Such a night,
Jason.
Jessica, stealing from the wealthy
Father
shore,
was Aeneas.
with unthrift love, did come from Venice as far as Belmont.
Jason. I was Jason.
Such a night. Young Lorenzo sware he loved her well, stealing her soul with many vows of faith. Never true.
On such a night, pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slumber her love, and he forgave her.
Good Almighty, but how can I hear the footing of a man?
Who comes so fast in silence of the night? A friend. A friend? What friend? Your name, my brave friend.
Stefano is my name, and I bring word. My mistress will before the break of day be here at Belmont. She doth stray about by holy crosses, where she kneels and prays the happy wedlock hour. Who comes with her? None but her holy hermit and her maid. I pray you, is my master yet returned? He is not.
No, we have not heard from him. But go in, I pray you, Jessica, and ceremoniously let us prepare some welcome for the mistress of the house.
Now he comes back. So why to go in?
Sweet soul. Let's in. And they'll expect their company.
Sweet soul does
And yet, no, sir. Why should we go in? My friends, Stefano, signify, I pray you, within the house your mistress is at hand, and bring your music forth into the air.
कौन है किसके बाद बात कर रहा है समझाना स्वीट सोल you won't tell Stefano sweet soul
How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Here will we sit, and let the sounds of music creep in our ears.
that part didn't take
Soft stillness in the night, come the touches of sweet harmony. Sit, Jessica.
now what will they talk about the sky the young eyed Jerusalem
Heaven is thick inlaid with patines of bright gold. There's not the smallest orb which thou beholdest, but in his motion like an angel sings, still choiring to the young-eyed cherubims. Such harmony is in immortal souls, but whilst this muddy vesture of decay doth grossly close it in, we cannot hear it.
I never know when I hear sweet music.
The reason is your spirits are attentive. But do you note a wild and wanton herd or race of youthful and unhandled cohorts, fetching mad bounds,
Yes, we've seen the next class now, you won't understand.
which is the hot condition of their blood.
16 देखना था हम वो 16 हुआ नहीं। Okay.